Shah joins us from Belfast to share his thoughts with us on this. Shah, Iran's leader has made a number of statements there on a variety of topics. I'd like to ask your reaction about how he says that the U.S. is trying to partition Iraq and Syria, specifically coming after Ray Odierno has said that the U.S. is thinking about sending troops and perhaps that Iraq would be better off being partitioned, which is old news coming again on the surface.
Yeah, it is. This is the United States of America's policy. They were very clear and actually in practical terms, since they were, when the Iraqi army was trying to counter Daesh, ISIL, the United States of America slowed down its supplying the Iraqi army with any kind of weaponry. And since just maybe last couple of weeks, they supplied the Iraqi army with old F-15 or kind of fighters. The Iraqi armies were asking for years for any kind of decent weaponry to reach them. They didn't. And all of that is weakening Iraq to implement the policy, which is the Americans, when they designed the Iraqi constitution, designed it in federal kind of configurations to create 3 states in Iraq, a Shiite state and a Kurdish state and a Sunni state, which is in the area which is ISIL controlling. That is the Sunni state, and the Kurdish state, which is in the north of Iraq, which is actually selling the ISIL oil through Turkey. This policy is not a new. Biden, the vice president, American vice president, is talking about it, about the soft division of Iraq for a long time. The United States of America's policies in the Middle East always stand in this kind of 2 legs. One of them to securing the state of Israel and to make it the regional, unchallenged regional power as its own military advanced base in the Middle East, and the states with link to it which is the monarch states. You notice all the Arabian Peninsula, Mashiachism from Saudi Arabia to Qatar, Emirates, up to even Morocco and Jordan. All of these states are linked with the state of Israel, and they believe their existence is connected with the existence of Israel, and that's why they always obey and execute in coherence kind of this kind of policies to support Israel. And that's from there we've seen, if I want to go even farther in history, in 1962 the Saudis and the Israelis together, they were fighting the Republicans revolutionary in Yemen, and they were together, the Saudis and the Israelis, fighting the Egyptian army, and they played a major role, the Saudis and the Arab reactionary, in defeating the Egyptian and the Syrian army in 1967 and securing the winning of Israel, which is produced all this disaster in the Middle East. That kind of policies exist for a long time. Those boys in the Saudi and royal families of Jordan or Morocco or Emirates, they believe if they don't put their looted wealth from Arabia at the service of Israel and the service of the United States of America as partners, they won't exist themselves in the region as royal families who is ruling over people, or as feudal lords actually. So this is the kind of policy which the United States of America is doing, and the same thing now they're going to taking it further. If we notice Hillary Clinton at some stage in a speech which is all over YouTube now, talking about creating these takfirist groups in Afghanistan with the help of the Saudis and the help of the Pakistani intelligence army, as Al-Qaeda and as Taliban, and that as a great investment which helped them in defeating the Soviets and using it in the region now. The same groups, if we talk about Daesh, Al-Nusra, Ansar Sharia, all of these groups, Al-Qaeda, working in Yemen, hands in hands with the Saudis against the Yemeni people, working in Iraq hands in hands against the Iraqi people, and the Americans are pretending they are bombarding them, and they are not, working hands in hands with the Turkish and the American and the Israelis in destroying Syria from the south in Golan Heights up to the north with Kassab and these areas, which is the Turkish army interfered itself to protect them, and they use the Turkish now, the slogan of fighting ISIL to destroy the Kurdish people, the Kurdish movement in Syria, who actually were actively stopping the advancement of Daesh. So it's very clear. We are very clear today in Libya, and the last slaughterhouse they created in Sirte, Daesh. And the same thing, they're developing very fast a network today in Algeria and Tunisia. So all of this is visible, and the activity of all of these groups are in states who previously supported the resistance, who previously supported to defeat Israel or to support the Palestinian people. You won't see any of these groups are mushrooming in any countries such Morocco or Jordan or the Mashiachism of the Arabian Peninsula.
Thank you very much for that. Sabshat, author and Middle East expert there from Belfast. Thank you.